Well, hello YouTube. It is August 31st, last day of the month. So here I am to talk about what happened in August with the stocks I put out for August, and also have a few more for September. Can't believe it's September already, spring. I'll just also just talk about a bit of the trading I did during the month, because it was a really interesting month reporting season. So a little bit more volatility in the market, and I found that I had some massive days, really big days, and then I had some really bad days as well. So personally, I was really volatile, and the market was down. I think last time I did a video it was 57.28, I think, and now it's just below 5,700. So it's off about 30 points, which is 0.5%, not a big deal. Personally, I was up around 4%, just under 4% for the month, which is pretty good for me. If I can get 2 to 3%, I'm pretty happy with that. Bottom line for the month. I had some really good trades, made some really bad trades as well. It was up and down, and halfway through the month I was really flying, up over 10%, which is huge for me. But anyway, I give a bit of it back, but that's trading for you. A few of the stocks that I traded, Wise Tech, which I've spoke about in the first video I did, they eventually pinged. I made 12% on them. Northern Star had a good trade early in the month. Treasury Wines, which I'll talk about a bit later on, they were awesome for me this month. And on the short side, I was short CBA, so that was a good trade there. They had a bad month. I was short Telstra, so that they had a terrible month. So that was good for me. I was short Coca-Cola as well, and they were down a bit as well. So that were some of the good trades. Some of the bad trades, I was short Mervac, MGR. They had a pretty good month, so they went against me. And I was short Santos. They had a pretty good month and went against me. I was long APN Outdoor, which I've spoken about before. They were volatile. They reported they went up 6% in the day. Then fortunately, I got out of a few positions with them, but then they went down, so I've lost a bit on them. And the worst trade of the month, without doubt, was JHC Japara Healthcare. I was in and out of them pretty quick with a pretty big loss, so that sort of hurt my month. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty decent month. I guess I'm kicking myself a bit because it felt like it could have been so much more. But anyway, I was up for the month, so I can't complain too much. Now, going back to last month, the three that I put out, I just see how they're going. And they all had a reasonable month, actually. In a month where the market was down, all three were up, and one in particular. So the first one was Retail Food Group, RFG. They were $4.84 this time last month. They're just on $5 last time I looked, bang on $5. So up 3.2%. They're going okay. Look, they're not a stock I really have high conviction on the more I look at them. But I'm in the trade on them. I was in at $4.84. I'll just see how that one plays out over the next few weeks. The second one was Aristocrat Leisure, ALL. They were $20.13 this time last month, and $21.23 last time I looked, so up 5.4% for the month. So they're going okay. I'd never got into them. I haven't traded them at all, but they're still on my watch list, and they will come into play, I think, soon. So keep an eye on them. And the really good one from last month, which was my best trade for the month, was Treasury Wines, TWE. They were $12.34 this time last month, and they're $14.34, so up $2 over the month, 16.2%. So yeah, I went pretty hard at them around the $12.50 mark, and I was up about 14%. I sold the other day at $14.13, around there. So I'm out of them now. So that was a really good one for me. And they're a stock I still like. I'm not going to be trading them for the time being, but they'll stay on my watch list for future opportunities. Now, three for this month. And the first one is REA. They've got realestate.com.au. This is probably I think it is my favourite stock on the ASX. I've traded them in the past. I've always done the right thing by me, always on my watch list. They're just, I think, long term. If someone asked me today for a long term sort of view of the best stock on the ASX, I think I would say REA. 5-10 years, I think they're going to be well above where they are now. But in the meantime, they're a good trading stock because they are fairly volatile. They're a high PE stock. They trade over 36 price earnings at the moment. Right now, they're bang on $66 when I looked just a few minutes ago. Yeah, around this sort of price, there's not easy, but I can see 10 to 15% sort of volatility in these. So something into the mid 70s wouldn't surprise me over the next couple of months with REA. They really are a good, solid company. They've made some good investments into the mortgage broking sector, Smartline, which they bought a few months ago. And I will disclose that I have a Smartline franchise, so I was sort of excited to see that when the directors sold, that they sold to REA, because there's probably not a better business on the ASX. So anyway, as I always say, do your own research. REA definitely one to put on your watch list and run your own ruler over them and see what you come up with there. But a good trading opportunity in the coming month or three. Now the second one is the one I put in my first video. I've been in and out. They were fantastic, which was Oz Minerals, OZL. Start to like them again. They got up near $9. This morning they went down to $8.02. I've got a bid in sitting in the high 7s. I'm ready to buy them again. I still like this company. Nothing much has changed. So if you want to know further thoughts on them, just go back to my first video and I'll talk about them there. A copper play. I like copper. And they're starting to come back to a price where I think there's another trading opportunity in them. So have a look at Oz Minerals. Now the last one, this is very speculative, and you really, on all of them, do your own research, but this one in particular, this is what I'm hoping is a little turnaround story. I've bought some, they're called Logicam, LCM. I bought a few, and I was a very few, at 28.5 cents a few weeks ago. They went up to 35. They reported today, and the market didn't like it. I'm not sure why not, because pretty much all the info in the report that I could see was already out there. So I can't see why they're off today. They're off 5 cents from 35 down to 30 when I just looked. I'll be buying, I'll look to buy some more around that price. And I think it may be a little bit longer than the 3 months, but I think they're a good turnaround story, this little company, but obviously higher risk. So really do your own research and make sure if you do buy something like this, it's not a large part of your portfolio, because these are the type of businesses that may not be there in a few years. So you do have to be careful. That's basically it for this month. So REA at 66, Oz Minerals at $8.11, and Logicam at 30 cents. The three that I'm going to be paying particular attention to this month. Okay, now it's just heading into September, so that's footy finals. Go the Tigers. I've been following the Tigers for years, and it's been heartbreak for most of those. So hopefully they have a good September. I'll be back, I think, on the 29th of September, so just before the grand final. I hope the Tigers are there, and we'll do it again next month. Until then, I'll see you then.